Good morning, friends and fellow traders. This is Doug Campbell with Right Way Options, coming to you with the Friday edition of the morning market preparation video for June 15th, 2018. Well, hey, happy Friday, everyone, as we wind down this market week. We had yesterday kind of an interesting thing. We had a mix. We had the Dow pushing lower, following through to the downside, while at the same time we had the NASDAQ making new record highs. So what the heck? What's going on here? Well, we have a market that is trying to deal with quite a little bit of political uncertainty. As you know, the threat of trade wars out there has got the market just a little bit confused, and we've had such a nice rally in the market. And one thing I want to say is that we are still holding up bullishly. We're holding the trend. We were dealing with this resistance up here, haven't been able to quite break out of that. And the Dow, with more international companies, is struggling a little bit more with the idea of tariffs. Now, this morning, we get news that the president is likely going to move forward with China tariffs, to levy new tariffs against China today. And so we're getting a substantial gap down this morning. As a matter of fact, we're gapping down into this 25,000 area of the Dow. And that's going to be kind of a critical level of support. We need to see that hold, if at all possible, and I'm just not sure that it will. But that's where we're going to be psychologically kind of an important place for the market to hold on to. If we take a look at the SPY is gapping down substantially as well, but it's still well above support levels and also well above its trend. So, as unfortunate as it is to see a overnight reversal like this, there's really nothing we can do about it except having managed winning trades as the market was going up, and that is taking profits consistently as the market moves in your direction. It's about the only way you can manage trades like this. Now, I know this is one thing. In fact, if you read the morning blog this morning, I talk about this, how the only control that we truly have in the market is controlling ourselves and controlling our emotion. It's an illusion to believe that we have any control whatsoever over what the market does. And one of the ways that you can mute the damage of overnight reversals like this is to be taking profits as the market goes up and avoiding greed. See, greed often gets in the way of traders. We allow greed. We all want to maximize our profits. We want the most that we can get all the time, but that really puts the market in control. That gives away your control as a trader. You know, I do a lot of trade coaching, and one of the things I will ask a person every once in a while is, you know, if you're walking down the street and $100 bill blows across the sidewalk, will you stop and pick it up? Well, of course, most people are going to stop and pick that up. I mean, who's going to step over $100 bill and continue to walk down the street? The thing is, in trading, what's amazing to me is we will allow those hundreds of dollars to pass by because we want to make that next little bit of money, and we won't take any of those profits out because we just want the maximum we can possibly get, and then we're subject to reversals like this. So do yourself a favor, consider a plan where you're taking profits as trades are moving in your direction. Be consistent in taking profits. Always be taking profits out of the market. And then a day like today won't be nearly as damaging. It's always painful when you see a day like today, but think about that as you plan forward and you don't take as many hits on a day like this when you do something like that. And it puts you in control. It doesn't allow emotion to control your trading. You are now in control of your trading. Just a thought. So for you to consider. So this morning, SPY gapping down, not able to break through this level of resistance, holding above support. Let's not get too overly anxious about it. As ugly as it looks this morning, we're still holding trend. So if you take a look at these markets with an unbiased eye, you can see that the diamonds, even though we are looking at a potential loss of the 25,000 level, or could see that, we're still holding on to trend and, holding above the downtrend. We're still not looking too bad here. So a pullback is normal. It's just sad that when we see these reversals like this that kind of shock us. If we take a look at that Qs, the Qs made an all-time record high yesterday, and now that's also gapping down this morning. It's not giving back all of that move. NASDAQ is still holding up pretty strong. And again, we have a nice strong trend here. IWM also new closing record high yesterday and continuing to hold up strong, and it is giving up a good portion of that this morning as well, but holding up better than the spiders and the diamonds. They don't have as much exposure to international, I'm guessing, or as much damage that could come from some of the tariff increases. So let's take a look at the VIX. Now the VIX yesterday, a little bit confusing here. The VIX it wasn't giving us any indication of fear yesterday, none whatsoever. And so it's a little bit shocking this morning when we see all of a sudden we're probably going to gap up on the fear meter here and possibly even see that spike up as we roll through the day, if that is assuming those sellers continue to maintain control this morning. And also keep in mind, we've seen enough back and forth here in the market, and with the NASDAQ and IWM holding up strong, it is possible we get a gap down open and a rally back. That's certainly possible. So keep an eye on that fear. If fear really starts to creep in here and gain some momentum, that might be a clue of more issues or more selling to come. So watch that closely. T21.22, that 4-week new high, new low ratio. You can see we had pulled back here a bit on this and then flattened out a little bit yesterday. That's obviously going to see a move lower this morning, putting us probably down here toward the middle of the range, maybe below that. That gives us opportunity. That's a normal thing for the market. We get a pullback and then we get an opportunity to rally. So hopefully this sell-off this morning doesn't get too out of hand, that the bulls will maintain trends and support. But that's yet to be seen. So remember, pullbacks are not bad. Pullbacks are good. Pullbacks give us an opportunity to buy stocks, good stocks, at lower prices. So we'll want to watch that pretty closely. And, the other thing is we've just had an amazing couple, 3 weeks here in the market, packing away profits, doing some great things in our trading. So just remember that if you've done the job, if you've put some money in your account, all is not lost here. And we don't have to panic, is what I'm saying, on a day like this. And there's no reason to be angry either on a day like this. Something that I used to deal with all the time is something like this where you feel helpless and completely out of control would just make me angry. And then I would try and revenge trade. And if anybody has ever done that, try and revenge trade, you usually just make the problem a lot worse. So kind of keep that in mind as you plan your day. We have pullbacks are good, pullbacks are normal. As long as trends continue to hold, support continues to hold, that's what we need to see in the market. If we take a look at the economic calendar today, we have a few things that could move the market around today. We have the Empire State Manufacturing that's expected to just tick higher. continuing to show strength in demand and backlogs. Industrial production comes out at 9:15. That industrial production is also expected to remain strong. Consumer sentiment is actually expected to increase slightly today. Showing that consumers are very, very confident with the market, and overall, you know, the metrics on the economy are extremely strong. So our markets are holding up. We're looking really, really good. On that. Now we just have to get through this political uncertainty, this little battle that's going on between countries and this so-called trade war, I guess. And then we have a Fed speaker today at 1:30. This Baker Hughes rig count, which these two normally would not move the market. And then we have the Treasury International Capital, unlikely to see any movement in the market, but it always registers on the economic calendar as something that could move the market around. So with that, we flip over here to the earnings calendar. We don't have much on the calendar today. There's only 8 companies reporting, and those reports are coming out this morning. Goose is one of those reporting this morning. Oh, I don't even see, and it's gapping sharply higher. Look at that, nice gap higher on that one this morning. LPG is apparently not reported yet. Reports today. So kind of keep an eye to your index charts, keep an eye to your positions, protect your capital. And also remember, a day like today, we don't have to trade every day to be successful. So today should be more about protecting your gains and capturing profits than it is to probably race in and trying to pick up a bunch of new trades or increasing your risk ahead of a weekend, particularly a weekend that still is pretty charged with political uncertainty. So with that, everyone, I want to wish you all a fantastic day. I want to wish you great profits. I hope everyone has an awesome weekend. And if this is the first time you've seen these videos, please do me a favor. Click those thumbs up buttons on YouTube, the follow me buttons on Facebook. Click those subscribe buttons. I really do appreciate that a ton. And also feel free to share this video with any friends or family. Everyone have a great weekend. We'll talk to you all soon, bright and early Monday morning. Take care now.